As well as the 5 great eye candy effects that are supplied free with Signlab Print and Cut, there are many more fabulous plugins that can be purchased separately and then used in Signlab with the same ease. In this tutorial I'll be showing you the stunning results that can be achieved with these powerful tools. All the examples you will see here were created using only Signlab and iCandy. Unlike some previous tutorials, this demonstration is aimed to give you an overview of how these effects can be achieved in an effort to fuel your imagination. The start objects are a combination of modified fonts and bits of clip art taken from the Signlab clip art CD-ROM. This is supplied with every package. For a more step-by-step guide on creating these elements from scratch, have a look at the neon effect tutorial. This first sample was created using a combination of the eye candy wood effect and the bevel boss tool. Let's start with the vectored paths. If I turn the fill off by pressing the Alt and S key together, you can see the paths a bit clearer. There is basically a path here for each effect I wish to apply. First, selecting the outer oval, I'm going to apply the wood effect. This type of effect needs to be set to inside, which means the overall object will be clipped. The standard resolution of 120 dpi is fine and can be left as it is. Like all the eye candy effects, this tool contains property sliders to enable the pattern to be manipulated to your preference. Once you achieve a specific set of properties for any eye candy effect, you can easily save them for future use by going to the settings menu, clicking save and giving those settings a name. I have previously saved all the settings I require for this design, so I'm going to select the one I need from the list and apply. Now I'm going to select the inner oval and repeat the process. This time I've created a preset with roughly the same grain properties but different tones to give a contrasting effect. Okay, you can now see the image starting to take shape, and in this next step I'm going to apply a bevel to the background. When doing this, I'd like to show you one of the unique functions of using iCandy with Signlab. First, I select all images on the screen and choose the bevel boss tool. To select the right part to apply the bevel to, I need to pick Use Selected Bitmap. I'm then presented with a handy drop down that lets me choose exactly which part of the design I want to apply the effect to. This is incredibly useful when applying effects to complex designs, as it eliminates the need to select only certain elements before the filter is used. Once again, I'm using settings here I have previously defined and saved. Experimenting here will enable you to achieve any number of results. To achieve the bevel on the inner oval, I simply repeat my steps, but this time the bevel profile is different to add some contrast. The text is basically made up of the same elements as the background. First a wood fill is applied and then a bevel. I can then go on to finish the other parts of the image in the same fashion. With the effects on the text all added, my design is complete. iCandy makes it simple to add variety and impact to your everyday designs. Have a look at these other examples, all produced along the same principles as the vineyard image. With this next design, I have already applied a bevel to the outer oval and added a gradient fill to the internal one. The next filter I'm going to use is Weave. This can be applied to any object, even one that has previously had an iCandy effect used on it. There are so many different results that can be achieved with this, but as before I'm using settings I have previously defined and saved. The chrome filter works on much the same properties as the bevel tool, but there are some additional properties you can adjust, like for instance the density of ripples within the metal. With these effects applied, I can lastly add the soft shadow. This effect, unlike all the ones I have shown previously, has to be embedded into a bitmap background. This is because I want the shadow to be applied globally across all the objects. I need to select them and render them to bitmap first. The effect can now be applied using the Signlab function. In this first window I need to select inside outside so as to make the effect blend out gradually. A clipping path here would spoil the result completely. OK, I can make the final adjustments here to complete the design. This final example uses the snowdrift and icicles effect. I have also used a clipped photograph for the background. Again, I'll start with the basic paths and the background photo I used. To clip the bitmap, I simply place the background path over the photo and select both objects. Then it's the Arrange menu and select Clipping. Now I can move my text and clip art into position and then apply the eye candy effects. OK, I've now added bevels to my background image and the text. This was done in the same way as the previous examples, using the Bevel Boss tool. Now with all objects selected, I can return to eye candy and the snowdrift filter. From the bitmap source area, I'm selecting the background image, and from the path source, the bottom text. Then it's simply a case of altering the settings to suit. Once again, I've predefined my settings here, so I'm going to apply them. I can now finalize the whole process by repeating my steps using the main text as my selection and the icicle filter in eye candy. With this and the other images complete, it's easy to see how simple it is to bring life and variety to your everyday designs using Signlab and eye candy. There are endless results that can be achieved using these methods, and they are so simple to create. For more information on the additional eye candy effects available, have a look at the Alien Skin website at www.alienskin.com or contact CADLink Direct for the latest offers.